Hey everyone, Smile 2 is this new horror film that builds on the premise introduced in the original movie from 2022. A malevolent entity transfers from host to host through the traumatic act of witnessing a person take their own life. However, this time around, the story focuses on Sky Riley, a Taylor Swift-like singer who becomes the Smile creature's next host, and how its possession of her mind feeds into her existing psychology and her trauma. There are some great things about this film and some real problems. However, there's one big thing that we definitely have to talk about that I'll put at the very end of this video. And I'll also put a spoiler alert on that. So you're safe for now. But if I start smiling too much, you might want to run. All right, that's just a joke. All right. Anyway, before we get started, please do be sure to give this review a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. And let's definitely chat in the comments on this one because there's some good creepy fun that goes on in this film. And I think there are also going to be some big questions that you guys are going to want to chat about as well. So let's get into it. Smile 2 follows Sky as she navigates her recovery and her musical comeback as she prepares for her new world tour. As she's prepping for that, she meets up with an old friend who just happens to be possessed by the Smile entity, and then she becomes the creature's new host. From there, the plot largely mirrors the first film, with Sky trying to understand what's happening to her and how to survive the entity's terrifying and dangerous mind games. The movie's tension really comes from Sky's internal battle as she tries to retain her sanity while figuring out how to survive the curse. Sky is played by Naomi Scott, and she gives a really good performance, very solid as an actor, as a singer, and actually as a dancer too. She definitely creates the feeling of someone who is battling her own personal demons, as well as a supernatural entity, making her character both relatable and fascinating. The supporting cast includes Sky's assistant, her mother, a friend, and they all do a really good job with their roles. But it's really Naomi Scott who steals the show, and it is her show. But she even steals it from the Smile creature, who is so much more disturbing this time around. I also did love seeing Jack Nicholson's son in the film, which I wasn't expecting. So that was a surprise. Writer and director Parker Finn has turned up the creepy factor on the Smile creature this time, almost overdoing it, but still managing to make the entity one of the best new horror monsters in film. One of the movie's best moments is a scene when the entity is wearing the faces of Sky's backup dancers, and they're all kind of moving around her with these eerie and captivating smiles that just perfectly blend horror and performance art together in a way that's as unsettling as it is visually stunning, because you can tell these dancers are having a great time, and there is this sense of malicious joy that they give off in the film. Despite the amazing visuals and the strong story, it does have a few issues. Namely, Smile 2 comes in at over 2 hours, which is far too long. Hollywood has got to regain control of the timing of their films. Many scenes felt like a filler or just more of the same, just to keep heightening the tension and the pressure. And cutting some of those scenes would have created a tighter story. For instance, while I really liked the first 15 minutes of the film, and it served as a bridge between the original and the sequel, that's one scene that really just could have been cut to rein in the film's length. There are also a number of other scenes that focus in on Sky's celebrity lifestyle, and while they're visually captivating or interesting, they could have been shortened or cut out completely because they were starting to feel just a little bit repetitive. The best thing about Smile 2 really is its gorgeous art direction. And let me tell you, I never thought I'd be saying that Smile 2 is a beautifully filmed movie that dazzles us with its visual portrayal of Sky's world, from her stage performances to her interactions with her fans and her dancers and her friends. The production value is incredibly high in this movie, with elaborate costumes and set designs that capture that glitzy, sparkly atmosphere of her life, creating this surreal dichotomy between Sky's gorgeous world and the gritty terror that underlines the core, the heart of this film. The movie also continues to flesh out the entity's skill at psychological manipulation, showing how it takes control of Sky's mind bit by bit. The tension increases as the entity continues to just blur the lines between reality and madness, making it difficult for Sky or even for the audience to tell what's real and what's not until it's too late. I also really loved that Smile 2 addressed my frustration from the original film. In the original, it was clear that the entity could be defeated by dying in a way that prevented the curse from transferring. But the characters never explored this. In the sequel, Sky at least considers this, showing how filmmakers really can expand a story universe and build upon its lore as it tries to make that world bigger and as Sky was trying to figure out how to outsmart that entity. They also added some additional depth to the lore without over explaining anything by showing multiple host transfers and some new research that doesn't conflict with the original film. If you're a fan of the original Smile, you're going to likely enjoy this one. The sequel is creepy. It's got a good storyline. Its visual artistry honestly blew me away. I loved that. And its psychological tension is right on par. However, the bloated runtime and the ending might leave you with some questions about the future of the franchise. It's still worth watching for horror fans, especially those who appreciate atmospheric, visually stunning films. But if you're not a fan of gory, mind-bending horror, or if you are with a young child, you might want to skip this one. Okay, here's your spoiler alert, guys. The film stumbles a little bit with the ending without even hinting at the possibility of how the entity might actually infect multiple people simultaneously. The film fails to lay the groundwork for infecting a group of people at scale that it clearly is attempting to try to do. This sudden shift from being this intimate psychological horror experience into something resembling like a zombie level pandemic doesn't feel like it would fit with the rules established without showing us that it might be possible. Worse, if the multi-host transfer works, it kind of risks turning the whole franchise into just another apocalyptic, everybody gonna die movie, because where could this film go other than becoming a second tier mashup of Smile meets 28 Days Later? But I did get the sense that the director knew this could be a problem. So he ended the film at the point of Sky's death without any indication of whether or not the infection worked at scale, or if it only partially worked, or if the entity still can only transfer from one host to the next at a time. And that is genius. That's a genius cliffhanger ending because it leaves us with one of the most interesting horror movie questions that I have ever seen, or that I have seen in a long time, I should say. So, Smile 2, are you planning to see it? If you've already seen it, what did you think? And what did you think about the ending and the direction that the franchise might take, depending on how that ending cliffhanger turns out in the next film? Because clearly they want to have a next film. All right, guys, let's chat about it in the comments below. And just be mindful of spoilers, since there are some people who still haven't seen it yet, since it just came out at the time of this taping. So also, don't forget to give this review a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos because you will make my day. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you again soon. In the meantime, happy viewing. Bye.